Today is a big week for World of Tanks console, and today's update news video is going to see whether the whole balance system of World War II is about to go out the window with the introduction of the new French wheeled light tanks, with the Panhard EBR-75 Emily entering the game today. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and of course there'll be timestamps to where the information is that you're interested in. So let's first find out about this brand new French wheeled light tank, the Panhard EBR-75 Emily 1954, and this is the tier 8 premium tank for the wheeled tank line, and of course this is one that you can only purchase with gold, and the following French wheeled light tanks will be coming in next week, so you'll have to wait until then before you can get your hands on the tanks themselves. So what does the Panhard EBR-75 Emily 1954 actually have? Well, it has 950 hit points, which is very, very low for a tier 8 tank. It's got 525 horsepower, but the things you're going to be most interested in is the speed limit. 56 kilometers an hour forward, a standard, and 70 kilometers an hour when you're in rapid mode. Of course, the whole traverse speed when in cruise is 60 and 43 when you're in rapid. Obviously, these all differ dependent on what mode you're in, and you can see them on screen as to the statistics. So how is it going to play? Well, essentially, you can either play it rapidly, where the accuracy is going to be worse, and you're going to not be as mobile in terms of moving quickly. Other than the fact that you'll be going faster, then yeah, all of the actual turning and stuff like that gets reduced as you go into the rapid mode. Now, with regards to the gun depression, 8 degrees, pretty flexible. 12 degrees of elevation, that's awful. Penetration 180, so mediocre / poor, and 220 with the premium round, so that's really poor, especially if you're coming up against those tier 10s, which you can do in the EBR-75, so I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. You've got 0.38 accuracy, which is pretty awful, 1.2 second aim time, which is really, really good, and you've got an autoloader, so you do have 2 shots per clip, and of course you have a 10.91 rounds a minute rate of fire, which is actually not too bad. You're looking at 1800 DPM roughly with this tank, and so yeah, you can still get a decent amount of damage, and you can see here the exact DPM even, and this is base, so if obviously when you put on ventilation on the tank, you can improve that. You won't be able to have advanced loader because this tank will not feature that. But you'll see that in a full tank review coming soon on the channel. So make sure you keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on whether or not these tanks are going to be broken within the game. And we'll be doing videos discussing all of that very, very soon. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not. And make sure you put the notification bell on to make sure that you'll be notified every single time I upload if you want to be there straight away. Obviously, the gameplay tips that Wargaming have given is like spot many tanks quickly and score good assistance damage by whizzing the front lines rapidly or repeatedly even. Yeah, these tanks are pretty much going to be the kind of frontal light tanks where you cannot rely on passive spotting. Not that passive spotting actually works in World of Tanks console, as you've seen if you watched my most recent light tank video where we literally were passive. We didn't even load rounds into our tank, and it just doesn't work well. So I would recommend actually these being one of the better light tanks in terms of being able to be a full frontal light tank where you can go around, but it's yet to be seen how well these handle within the game, because they do have drift mechanics that you'll have to be dealing with, and they can go sideways as you go around corners. So yeah, I don't know how well that's going to work. Of course, if you actually want to pick up these tanks, it will cost you 11,200 gold as of the release, and then you can also purchase the fully loaded version, which is 9,500. The fully loaded is the one to go for if you want it instantly, but alternatively you could wait until the 15th of February to purchase it for 6,700, which is actually a good price for the tank itself. I wouldn't recommend spending 9,500 because essentially all you're getting is a premium commander and a skin with it. So of course, make of that what you will. If you actually want the skin and the premium commander, then it's a good deal. But yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this one a test out and seeing how well the French lights really can be within the game. Are they going to break the game, and is it going to ruin all of the other light tanks within the game? Of course, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've tested it out, and let me know if you purchase it in the comment section down below, and we can really hope that the game isn't about to get blown up. Obviously, then we have the tanks reforged and on track to the Chinese medium tanks here, and this is going to last for 2 weeks, as with all of the on track events, and we can actually see the full article here, which showcases what the actual buffs are going to be. Essentially, the firepower's been improved of all the Chinese mediums, the mobility's been improved, and you can see the in-depth statistics. Essentially, what you're looking at is basically increased DPMs for the medium tanks, especially the lower tier ones. You've got better dispersion, you've also got better aim times. This is going to look much better when you're playing these tanks over a lot of the other like the previous version of them, I guess, if you were to play them. Then, of course, we have the tier 8, which has also got improvements to the top speed, which could make these Chinese mediums a little bit more fierce within the game. They can rapidly get into those positions, and of course they have better reload. So yes, you will be more accurate with the smaller gun, but you'll have better aim time and better reload with the top gun. So maybe you want to run the 122 now. I don't know. I guess we'll have to test that out when I finally get towards these medium tanks from the Chinese line. Of course, as you go up, you obviously see more improvements, and you can see the Chinese tier 9, the WZ120 here, having much better dispersion. You can see that the accuracy's improved throughout both of the turrets. Obviously, they've been kind of adjusted to suit. You can see the reload here of the 100mm going down, pretty much the standard. Obviously, if you want to see in-depth basically specifics, then just pause the video here. You can see the actual different statistics. But one thing that I do want to note about the new Chinese mediums buffs is that they've actually got improvements to the gun depression. You can see over the side they've got 5 degrees of gun depression with the 122 and 7 degrees of gun depression with the 100mm. So this is really beneficial for you guys in terms of the Chinese. They'll be much more flexible, and hopefully they'll be actually better within playing them. Then we have the Chinese tier 10, the 121, basically small buffs really. The aim time goes down slightly. You've got the turret rotation accuracy going down, which means it's going to be more accurate when rotating the turret, and you've also got more gun depression and also better power to weight. So this is really good. You're going to be able to maintain your speed in the 121. So hopefully this makes it a lot better. Obviously then the premium vehicles have been buffed as well, so you'll be seeing the 121B getting the similar sort of changes that the 121 Tech Tree version got. Also the tier 8, the F59 pattern and the Legion 59, they're also getting buffs to the actual turret armor of this thing, so it might actually be able to bounce a few rounds, and the speed's going up and the power to weight as well. Of course then the T-34-3, this is a tank that really did need buffs. The accuracy's gone down massively, the aim time's gone down massively, so this thing might actually be worth playing now, and especially if you picked up the Black Edition as part of the last year's Black Friday earn operation that you could have picked the tank from. So yeah, this could be an interesting one to play. Then of course the Type 59, still going to be terrible really. It's just got faster. Like, oh god, that's not really the problem with the Type 59, to be honest with you. And then the French tier 10 Andre the Giant has also got buffs because they left it out by accident, I think, in the last set of Tanks Reforged events. And of course then you have the on-track event to the 121, where you get a 50% discount between tiers 3 and tiers 6 and a 30% discount between tiers 7 and tiers 10. So that's looking pretty nice if you're looking towards getting these medium tanks. And of course, as part of that, you'll get a 25% bonus to your XP whilst grinding through these tech trees. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what they do with these and whether they're actually worth playing now. With the Lunar New Year going on right now, we have, of course, got a Chinese-themed earn operation, which is for the Type 59-2. Yes, it's Wargaming recycling the content once again from last year, and this is a tank that is amazing. It lasts for 1 month, the operation, so you've got until the 1st of March to be able to complete this, and it is an amazing tank. Really is amazing. It's just basically a hyped up version of a Type 59 that's actually competitive. The tank itself has 390 alpha damage. It can bash that out really, really quickly actually. It actually has armor that somewhat works within the game if you can keep it moving and swaying side to side and stuff like that. It's actually pretty decent. Turret armor's okay. Obviously you can get penned, but depends on the caliber of round, etc., and also the penetration of the rounds that are coming in. The turret will suffice against most medium tanks, most light tanks, and most TDs actually if they haven't got the super high penetration rounds. And so yeah, it's looking pretty nice. In terms of how you can actually complete it, it is essentially the point system once again, where if you place as top XP earner, you'll get 3 points. Place between 2nd and 4th, you'll get 2 points. And then if you place 5th to 7th, you'll get 1 point. So essentially, minimum you need to be placing in the top 7 to even get one singular point. And you'll need to earn, I think, something like 450 points to be able to fully complete this over the course of the month. So essentially that's 150 winning or 150 games where you place top minimum within the month. And so for the average player, you're going to be looking at probably 400 games to be able to complete this if you consistently come in the top 7. And even then, maybe you don't even make it consistently in the top 7 and you're looking in the lower half some games. Yeah, you might even be looking plus 450 games in a single month. Wargaming, what are you doing with these earn operations? You're making them severely hard for people to complete, and I just don't think that they're working very well. Obviously, depends on your dedication to the game as whether you're going to complete it, but essentially, even if you don't manage to complete it, usually you get a discount, and at 250 points you get a 75% discount on the tank, at which point it's probably worth paying for if you actually aren't going to be able to complete the tank itself. So yeah, maybe that's Wargaming's idea of trying to just sell it basically, but of course, 75% discount of the Type 59-2 will cost you 2,000 gold, and trust me, it is 100% worth 2,000 gold if you've got it lying around in your garage if you can't manage to get it for free. So yes, a free tank coming back this month. Make sure that you keep an eye on that. And as part of this, we also have the Mastery, Medium Tank Mastery, which essentially allows you to get million silver for completing it. You've got multiple different Medium Tank Mastery events where you can essentially earn more and more silver as you go through each single week within February, where you can earn a total of 4 million silver over the course of the month. And then if you complete all of them, you'll get a winner emblem, a winner medal, and a top secret keycard for completing all of them, which is actually pretty decent, to be honest with you. I'm liking these sort of rewards coming out for players on World of Tanks console. Obviously, that is pretty much the Medium Tank Mastery event going on. We also have the Type 59. And then for those of you interested in the sales and bundles, we have the free XP conversion bonus, which happens on the 1st of March. So you've got a month long to be able to convert 1 gold to 35 free XP instead of 1 gold to 25. Don't really ever recommend spending money on actually getting XP within the game because it kind of defeats the whole purpose of grinding through the tech trees. Then we have free February Tank of the Month DLC, which is the Tiger 217. Not particularly a tank that I'm that interested in, but it's tier 6, so I probably don't have the best opinion of that. 850 gold, 3 days of premium, 1.5 times silver boosters. I don't think it's awful for £10 or $10, so about £7. Yeah, it's completely up to you whether you want to spend your money on this one, but I can't really have an opinion. I don't really like tier 6 heavy tanks anyway. Then we have the weekly sales, 1st to the 8th of February. We have Plan of Attack, which is the KV-222, which is a pretty decent, solid heavy tank at tier 5. We've then got the LT-432 and the T-50-2, 2 amazing light tanks, and definitely ones that I would recommend, actually. If you don't have them already and you've got gold lying around on your account, or you're looking to get some pretty competitive light tanks in the game. Then we have the Heavy Caliber Duo, which comes with the Guardian STG and the Talon T44 122. Avoid this bundle, they're both pretty average / below average medium tanks in the game, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Then of course vehicle XP boosters if you really want them in the game, 840 gold for 20 of them, and they will obviously get you through the tech trees much faster. As far as super savings, we've got the German Tier 5 Panzer KPFW T25. I don't really know too much about this tank. I don't think it's particularly amazing, but not terrible from what I can remember. And the M48A2 Round Panzer, which I don't really like in the game. I think it's pretty mediocre, but many of you will probably already have this tank anyway from the free gift from last year. Obviously, reminders, we still have the contracts. We've got the British Invasion season, which ends next week. So make sure you get to rank 100 if you aren't already, or make sure that you get yourself as high as possible before the season ends next week on Tuesday. Yeah, really looking forward to the next season. Don't know what it will be. Maybe it will be the German season. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Or will it be the French season where we've got the French wheeled light tanks, etc.? Yeah, we'll have to wait and see for that one. Obviously, daily play still going on. Mastery of the Hunt and the Conqueror, Sail, Charlemagne, Long Haul, and all of the bog standard World of Tanks update news for you guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. Obviously, letting me know your opinions on the new French wheeled light tanks when they do finally come into the game today. Yeah. Let me know in the comment section down below. Have you tried out this new French premium light tank within the game? And yeah, hopefully you'll join me back for another video coming soon where we look at this tank in specific in-game. And yeah, thanks very much. Hope you have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. Goodbye.